mood. That's our mood for today. They sound like upset hippopotamuses.
Upset some kind of animals. Well, we are some kind of animals.
I know. We're just like rained on and exhausted. We're having crazy dreams, so we can't sleep, and we just wake up and we're like, ugh.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I've been sleeping so terribly for the past few weeks. Last night, I fell asleep early and then woke up late and then went to sleep again. But I went to sleep at like 1 a.m, which was super surprising. And I was in the middle of like a good, awesome, deep sleep. And I don't know who gives people permission to do this. I know that people don't need the permission to do this. A lawn mowing service this morning at 6 a.m. parked outside of my house, dropped the back metal door of that trailer that they have their lawnmowers in, and it hit the fucking ground like a bomb going off. And that's how I woke up, and I've been awake ever since.
Okay, I think I have that beat. You know where I live, and there's 2 dumpsters, and on, I believe, different nights, or it could be the same nights, they empty them and smash them down so fucking hard. It's like unreal. It's the loudest noise ever. I've come to be used to it. I don't even think I hear it half the time now, but sometimes it does wake me up.
Who, though, I know, like I said, I know no one needs permission, but on like a Tuesday morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, any day at 6 o'clock in the morning is too early.
Too early. Humans fucked up by working when they do it. Everybody should work from like 12 to 7. Seriously, nobody's awake. There's so many car accidents in the morning because nobody's fucking awake. Nobody's happy. They've proven that you drive worse when you're tired than you do when you're drunk.
Do you know what's really crazy about work schedules? I learned this when I was going to the hospital a lot, when I would talk with my mom and dad, and I would talk to the doctors and nurses. I don't know if you and I ever talked about this, but did you know that doctors can tell when it's Monday because Monday mornings are the most amount of heart attacks all week long?
I bet. People would rather die than go to work.
People wake up so stressed on Mondays that hospitals all across the United States are filled with people having heart attacks.
Isn't there like a spike on Christmas too?
Yeah, there's weird spikes all over. Like Christmas is one. Oh, there's always one the day after Thanksgiving. And it's just because people have completely gorged themselves like for an entire day, and then like they fall into a sleep, but then when they wake up, they try to be really active but still have all that junkie in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good way to start the podcast.
But no, I've been having the craziest dreams. What was my one? Yeah, I had a dream. Okay, everybody, not everybody, but I've been posting these videos on our Instagram of all the animals in my backyard. So I have like 9 different skunks and I think 4 different possums and 2 adult cats and 4 kittens and a raccoon now and blah, blah, blah. So I had this dream the other night and it was super real. And in the dream, my yard fam had just gotten out of control and there was fucking bears and tigers and kangaroos in the back corner. And like the cops were like pulling up on the side of my lawn, like trying to control it or like blame it on me. And I'm like, it's not going to stop happening. It's just fucking happening. I'm not doing this. It's just happening. Like, you're not going to be, if you take them away, more are going to come. Like, you're not going to solve this. And then in the dream, like I leave my back door open all day to just like hang out and let the air come in here. And the only thing in the dream that came in was like 1 white cat. And that was weird. But I was like, what the fuck was that? It was so real. And then the same night I called you and you're like, I had fucked up dreams. And that's when you told me about the fucking pandemic dream with the weather. You have to talk about that.
Yeah. So I had a really weird dream where I was sitting at my dining room table with the personification of weather, and I was having coffee with weather. And I said, what is going on with all these forest fires and floods and tornadoes and the crazy rain? And the personification of weather said to me, do you remember when the pandemic first hit and you washed your hands all the time and your hands cracked? That's kind of what's happening. I'm trying to get this virus off of me. I'm washing myself and there are going to be some cracks. And then I woke up and I thought, oh, that's fucking weird. But that also at the same time I was talking to you made me think like, oh, like the earth is part of a system too. and it's trying to do something. And unfortunately, like, I actually talked to my sister about this dream too, which was because my sister was like, but then a whole bunch of people are going to die from like floods and fires and stuff. And I said, I said, yeah. And there was like a beat pause, and my sister goes, but that's because we've lost touch with where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Me and you were trying to say that like it was not necessarily like trying to wipe humans off the earth, but like trying to with the
trying to clean the virus off of itself.
Yeah, like cleanse the earth of what's going on right now, and if not in a way of like literally, but like also in a way that like all of this crazy shit would probably make people stay home more.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like all the thing, whatever it's doing is like, I thought that was so crazy. That seems so real when you like think about it together.
It's super strange. But then when I have dreams like that, I told you the other day, I had a dream where there was something standing in my backyard next to my standing stone. And I was like, what are you doing out here? And this thing said, you put a signpost here, a marker for us to stop. We're all supposed to stop. And I woke up and I was like, no, fuck that. That's got to come down. So I pulled the standing stone down in my backyard.
Yeah, like you spent so much time on that. Like, what's the point of a standing stone?
Like, it was just a place where I could be outside of the force field that surrounds my house. I could be in my backyard, and I could have a focal point for like my weather magic and my rituals. And I just wanted standing stones in my backyard because I wanted a place encapsulated, but outside, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like kind of a gathering place, kind of.
Yeah, especially for my thoughts.
Yeah. So then you said that like you said it was like a non-human being thing.
I don't know what it was, but it was freaky. And I realized like I had taken my force field down. And when we did the web crawlers seance, it seemed like there were just like thousands of things trying to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put the force field back up, I had the dream that night. And it was strange because I was outside, and usually I don't go outside in my dreams too much. But I was outside standing near the standing stone, and there was this thing out there, and it was like, you put this here, it's a beacon, it's a signal, it's a sign for us to stop. And I was like, no, don't want it, no.
That's so crazy because you've been like so, like that's your shit. Yeah, I know you love that thing and you like worked on it, and then you like trim the little plants around it and you put stuff on it, and then like you called me and you're like, this gross thing showed up in my dream and I ripped my standing stone down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that escalated quickly. You did it from one dream.
You were like, one dream? And I was like, hell yeah.
I was like, maybe if I had like 5, like you literally built a cement. It looked like a gravestone. Like it was a big stone and it was cool. It made your yard look spooky as fuck. And then you're just like, nope, something talked to me and I ripped it off my yard.
I don't think a lot of people, maybe even you, I mean, I know it's in your head, but I don't think a lot of people realize how much my life is influenced by weird and magical thinking.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like one dream like that is enough for me to go, okay, this thing that's been in my backyard that I've been building for years is gone. Bye. And then in one day, it's just took it down, reseeded, piled dirt in its place, and now you'd never know it was there.
Yeah. But yeah, so we did a seance with Web Crawlers podcast on Friday. So that's on the Web Crawlers podcast feed, and it's on YouTube. And it was really fun. And yeah, it was chaotic. Like we did it a video one, and then you went under the SS method, and then you kind of channel whoever wants to come through. And you went under, and then I was telling the girls, like, you know, usually once he starts, you'll kind of get a feel for if it's a man or a woman or whatever. Like, you'll get a feel for something. And just it kept going. And I'm like, I'm not getting a feel for fucking anything. Like, we were close to something like twice. And then the other stuff was just totally, I'm like, I don't even know a million people we just talked to. And then I didn't even tell you this yet, but I was talking to my dad a couple days ago. He texted me and he's like, I watched your thing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, the dogs like came up to me like by the computer while I was watching it. And they were looking at me so weird and they got so freaked out, like when you were talking, and then they like ran away and he had to turn it off. And he's like, they don't do that. So I don't know what you were communicating as, because the way I took it was like, I'm like, me and you both, I'm like, John is such like a nature freak, like we're so, we're so tuned into like nature and animals and blah blah blah, and I'm like, if that was John talking, a dog wouldn't be scared. So whatever it was that you were channeling, I'm like, that's fucking gross that they were scared of whatever it was through the freaking computer.
Yeah, and I mean, I ended that whole thing because it felt like there was something really not great next to me in the room. So to have a dream that night of a not really great thing standing outside of my house, I was like, oh no, this is over.
Yeah. Yeah, the last time you, and we didn't mention it on this seance, but I think you did on like your last one, but like one of the, if maybe like the second to last time you did this, like took your protections down around your house, like your fucking ceiling cracked.
My ceiling cracked, my crawl space flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it went crazy in here. By the way, if I sound a little achy, my fucking back hurts so bad. I think it's just old man back at this point.
I'm going to the chiropractor tomorrow if you want to come with me.
No, I really do. I spent today thinking about it, and I really do think, I know that whatever, old man Tenny, whatever, I know people got worse problems, whatever. I feel like my punk rock days are catching up to my bones and my joints. My knees hurt really bad, and my back hurts really bad. And I keep thinking about that time I was like 17 and jumped out a third-story window to the ground. And like all the times I stage dived and nobody caught me, and like getting beat up in high school. And I was like, that probably did do some damage to me that I'll start feeling fairly soon.
I mean, A, that's true, but B, also I've told you a million times you have to start stretching, like probably when you wake up, and another time around like 6 or 7 at night. Like you have to stretch. It's a thing. You can't just be stiff.
Gross.
I know, I hate that word. I don't know why I said that. I'm ashamed. I didn't mean it. But that was fun. Oh, speaking of, I haven't even brought this up to you yet either, but Kyle from Chaos and Shadow podcast, they want us to do a seance with them too, and they brought up 2 dates in October, and I said I would talk to you about it, but I didn't yet. But here, we're bringing it up.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll just do all the seances.
Just do all the seances. Just join up all the weirdos.
I know. Yeah, they're nice.
How's your? I have my question. No, Kyle is really funny and cool. I watch his Twitch sometimes.
Yeah, well, he DM'd you and he was like, I DM'd Tenny, but I'm sure he won't answer, so I'm just DMing you too. And I'm like, sick. How's
your picture hanger going?
Oh, good. I've hung 1, 2, like a lot of stuff. I'm like ripping down everything in my house and hanging up all the stuff. I mean, me and you have been going thrifting and collecting and blah, blah, blah for years, and it's all been sitting on the fucking floor in my spare room because I'm like, I can't do like one thing at a time. I have to do all of it all at once. So I'm doing all of it.
When you're hanging pictures, are you just eyeballing where the nail goes and where the thing should hang?
I'm like really good at measuring and putting stuff where it's supposed to be, and like I have the level out. Like I'm good.
Okay, so you're doing it somewhat properly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know some people just hammer a fucking nail and put shit in the wall.
No, I'm psychotic about it. The spacing and if it's straight, if it hangs right. Like, when you put a nail in weird, sometimes in the picture it'll hang like off the wall a little bit. Nope, can't have that. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm crazy about it because I'll stare at it all fucking day. And also, you have to remember that my job is tattooing brows on people's faces. Like, symmetry is like my fucking, like I have, My actual tip, this is my pro tip, because I wear so much fucking makeup. Not face makeup, just eye makeup, but I will, how you hang a picture holding it by the top and you kind of feel where like the little hangy thing is, the little spiky thing?
Yes.
So I'll like mark that, like leave my finger by the wall, and then I will dip my other hand in my fucking eyeliner, like in my bottom eyeliner, and then I'll put it on the wall, a little dot on the wall, and then I'll put the nail in. It works every time because you don't have to get anything. You have to get a pencil. You don't have to put anything down, and then I nail the nail in and wipe the little eyeliner off, and it works. It's my fucking goth home secret.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody can use that if they want to.
Well, if anybody's ever in Michigan and they're at any fucking hotel and they see terrible art hanging on the hotel, which is usually a thing, if you ever feel the need to lift the picture off the wall and look at the back of it. If there's a gold sticker that says Preston Burke Gallery, Royal Oak, Michigan, then that means I probably framed and hung that picture in that hotel.
Yeah, Tenny hung stuff.
Oh, whenever you say...
You said I said stiff, so I couldn't let you get away with hung.
So you went to Tenny Hung?
I'm going to joke. Oh, God. I had to.
We went right over nailing stuff.
I know. What did you get me on last week? Oh, a horizontal stud finder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my chaotic day. Anyway, so I wake up. This is a crazy story. So I was supposed to have a client. I was supposed to have 2 clients today, right? So the one I've already worked on before. She's from DC. She's a flight attendant. So she just flew in last time. I did freckles on her. So this time we were going to add more, right? But usually people check in with me a couple days out just to make sure everything's still okay, especially during the pandemic. So I hadn't heard from her. So I just got a feeling today. I always get a fucking feeling when something's wrong. So I texted her. I'm like, hey, I'm just confirming our 6:15. Are you still coming? And then she writes back. She's like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm not going to be able to make it, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I hope it's not the C word, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I hope not either. Feel better, whatever. So then I had some other shit to do. I had a hair appointment today. So I'm like, you know what? I'll get my shit done, blah, blah, blah. So my second client that I was supposed to have, I'm like, would you mind coming this Thursday? And then I'll just call today a wash and do all my shit, whatever. So the girl's like, yeah, no problem. I'll see you Thursday. Perfect. So then, like an hour and a half later, that person that canceled, she's like, wait, is this about my tattoo? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I thought you were my lash person. I'm like, no. She's like, oh, I'm driving to you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, first of all, so you like, in the industry I'm in, like, you're not supposed to cancel on hairdressers and nail people and lash people. It's fucking rude. It's their job. It's their fucking, they depended on that money for the day. So you already told me that you hoed another service person, and you told me that you possibly have corona, whatever that lie was. So she's like, no, I'm driving to you. And in my head, I'm like, okay, A, I don't believe now that you were sick, and B, I don't believe that you're driving either because you flew here the first time. Why would you fucking drive here? That doesn't make any sense. You get free flights. So then she tries to start calling me, and I'm not answering. I'm like, no, I already rearranged everything. I'm not fucking going to work. She's like, I just pulled over, blah, blah, blah. Just like, I didn't know. And I got the appointments confused. I'm like, when I texted you the first time, I said the time. So you would have known which appointment it was. None of this makes sense. And I'm like, and I have 2 trips coming up. So I'm not going to compromise myself when you already said in this text thread that you might have corona. I'm like, it's over. It's literally over. And just after everything that I was answering, I was like, but I hope you feel better. But I hope you feel better. I would like write, I hope you feel better at the bottom of every text just so it was so fucking annoying because I knew she was lying. So then I'm like, just text me when you want to rebook, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to require a deposit because this is a fucking mess. And then I was like, I'm unavailable to talk about this any further right now because I was fucking over it. I'm like, you know, DM me on my work account when you're ready. And I'm like, and then I was like, I hope you feel better soon. And then literally this is how it ended. The last text she sent me was, I'm not sick, but okay. I'm like, I fucking no, you're not, you weird liar. So I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was so glad that she got caught in the lie, and it was all her fucking fault. Like, you ruined your own day. You're an asshole. You canceled on that other girl. You canceled on me. Ruined everything. So whatever. And also, if there's the least bit of chance that you're getting sick, I'm not going to risk that for the little amount of money that I was going to make today. Anyway, so then that was all chaotic. Then I went straight to my hair appointment with my friend Natasha. Everything was going great. Then you know it fucking downpoured today, like really bad. And I was in the chair and she was blow drying my hair and the fucking power went out. So it was just like chaos all day. But we sat there. She like screamed. Natasha did the cutest scream when the power went out. I was like looking in the mirror and I'm like, they're like sitting in the dark. But the power came back on a few minutes later and she finished my hair. And then I got a Burger King Impossible Whopper on the way home and then I came home. And here I am. Well, then I watched the fights. Then I watched Dana White's Contender Series. And then now I'm here. So,
well, that's a very exciting day. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I don't even know what I did for the first 3 hours. I was just in such a daze waking up like that. Mm-hmm. Like I just bumbled around the house and then eventually looked at a clock and it was like 10. And I was like, what the fuck have I been doing for 4 hours?
Well, yeah, that was the thing too. Last night I I worked out. I don't even know what I did. Then all of a sudden, I finally got in bed and I literally could not fall asleep at all. I don't know what I did. I didn't fall asleep till 6. And I had to put on like a YouTube meditation to make. I could have stayed up. I could have not slept. Like that's how not tired I was. I should have just stayed up. So I went to bed at 6 and I woke up at 11. And I was like, should I fall back asleep? And I'm like, oh, fuck it. So then I was just awake. So I only got 5 hours of sleep. But we need to get tired because our event this weekend starts early.
Early. Are we going down the night before?
Yeah, they are putting us up Friday night. So but we can go whenever we want. We can leave at like 9.
Because it's only like an hour, right?
Yeah, so we'll go down there, stay, but the event Saturday starts at 9 in the morning, and we're gonna be there till like 9:30 or 10 at night, and then we drive.
All right.
That's a long day.
We'll do okay.
I know, but yeah, there's like
we'll get to the hotel and I'll blackjack you.
What the fuck does that mean?
You know what a blackjack is?
Like a weapon?
Yeah, you ever watch those old gangster movies where they blackjack guys in the back of the head?
So you think I'm not going to be able to fall asleep, so you're going to assault me in a hotel in Toledo? That's what you're saying. You're going to be fine. We'll just leave you in a ditch in Toledo, Ohio.
You know, I don't know how many people know this, but I spent a lot of time, because when I was a little kid, when I was a little kid, I got dropped on my head twice. I know that's like people use that as an insult, but like for me, it's true. But I did a lot of research when I was younger about like head injuries and head trauma. I watch a lot of old gangster movies. Every single one of the like private detective and old gangster movies would have massive brain damage because those guys get knocked out like 4 times in one film.
Like with the end of a gun, you mean, kind of, or whatever?
Yeah, like end of a gun or a blackjack, or someone like comes up behind him and hits him with a pipe. Like it'll happen to a detective in a 1940s movie like 4 or 5 times. And I'm like, do you know how fucking hard you have to hit someone to knock them out? like if this guy gets knocked out 4 fucking times in a 2-hour film, he has brain damage.
You think that's real?
What do you mean?
Them getting cracked in the movies, I don't know.
No, you can't do that to people. You would like fuck people up.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch MMA and UFC, like people get knocked out, but it's because their body wears out eventually. You know what I mean? You get hit and you're absorbing all those blows all over your body, and then like you start to get tired, and then it's easier to knock someone out by hitting them in the face because your body's already trying to take all of its force to keep you standing up.
Yeah.
When you come up behind
you get knocked out right at the beginning.
Sometimes you can get a good shot in.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if that happens to someone, if someone got punched in the face and knocked out 4 times in a day, you'd have fucking brain damage.
You have brain damage.
I got dropped twice when I was a kid.
I know, you said that.
Do you know how much money, if my parents were litigious, when I fell out of my high chair and cracked my head open when I was 2 years old, and they rushed me to the doctor, and the doctor sewed up my head and set me on the table and then turned around, and I fell off the table and cracked my head open again at the hospital because the doctor wasn't paying attention to me.
What?
Do you know how much money my parents could have sued that hospital for?
I wish they did. We would have our farm sanctuary bar spooky library store by now.
I know.
I know.
But instead I just have brain damage.
Brain damage. Oh, I was thinking, so I'm going to Vegas next week. Like, listen, this is my real question for the sake of the culture, for our podcast and for our Patreons and for the people. Do I need to go to Zach Bagans' museum just to report back and say how bad it is?
I mean, that's up to you if you have time.
I feel like I do have to go just to be like, you gotta hear this shit.
I mean, but I don't think you can record inside the music, inside of his.
No,
music.
I didn't mean that. I just meant like when we talk next, I would say how it is as like a real person.
Yeah, you could go. I mean, if you have time, you should go.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes from where I'm staying. I feel like I need to go.
Sure, go. Don't bang him though.
Ew. I'm like 87 years over his age limit anyway. Sorry, not sorry.
But they all started off as UFC guys.
Who?
That's how they got all of their filming equipment. They used to film UFC fights and stuff.
They did?
Yeah, Aaron was like Aaron and Nick both used to film UFC fights in Las Vegas, and then Zach was the DJ for like parties.
Like real UFC, or you mean MMA, like any promotion?
Probably like MMA.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, dig into that.
Weird. Yeah, I want to see how bad it is. I want to see
The
because it's
fake,
like guides and like costumes.
you can see the fake Jack Kevorkian van.
Oh yeah,
You can see the fake haunted Bela Lugosi mirror.
the fake Dybbuk box.
The fake Dybbuk box. You can see all of the Native American skulls that he has on display, which probably should be with the Native American, not in Zach's museum.
That's A, that's terrible. B, I know he has part of the stairwell or whatever from that cursed house or whatever. Was that in Indiana?
I don't know. He's got a new show coming out all about the museum, though.
Oh yeah, with Eli Roth.
Yeah. Good work, Eli Roth.
No. I need to tell him.
So tell him.
I don't know how. I don't know him. I wish I did. He's cute and he has a French bulldog. But anyway, so I guess I'll go. I'm gonna take video. I'll probably just make my own Patreon video. Oh, I was gonna say that too for our Patreons. I'll take video of the event we're doing in Toledo this weekend, and then I'll take video of my Vegas trip too. And then we'll be going to Milwaukee right after. Maybe I'll smash the Toledo and the Milwaukee one together.
Yeah. How did we get so drunk after the web crawlers thing while we were doing our Zoom?
Yes, we did a seance with web crawlers, and then I was like, Tony, why don't we jump on with our Patreons? Like, just, you had this disgusting / kind of good black vodka in your bar. So we took out the black vodka, did shots of that, made giant vodka ginger ales, and then all of a sudden we were drunk on with our Patreons. Like, I just threw up the link. I'm like, whoever's up, just click on it and hang out with us. And like, everybody got in the room and we talked. People held up their cats. Somebody had a bird on their head.
It was great.
It was great. I don't remember a lot of it. I'm glad we didn't save it.
I remember it was fun.
It was super fun. We're going to do more of those. If you want to be a Patreon, it's on all of our socials. You can find it. Being a Patreon is fun. We make stupid videos.
Did you finish watching that Lula Rose documentary?
Yes, we watched the LuLaRoe doc, Lula Rich, about pyramid schemes. It's on Amazon. It came out like 3 days ago. That was wild.
I liked it, but I thought it was an episode too long. I also heard that they said they're making a scripted series about it.
Yeah, I could have I would have listened to more of the people who got like screwed stories. I thought that was entertaining. Not entertaining, but like interesting rather. But yeah, there's like pyramid schemes that go on right now. They're still going. And then their company's still freaking open. Like you would still be one of those people.
Dude, my family almost got wrecked by a pyramid scheme.
Which one?
The Tenney family. So my dad, when I was growing up, my dad owned a gas station. Long story short, my dad's first job was at a Sunoco gas station when he was 14. He would pump gas. And so by the time my dad was 22, he owned that Sunoco gas station. So when I grew up, he owned the gas station. Then he bought partnership in another Sunoco gas station. So when I was 12, he sold both of the gas stations and he bought a party store in Lake Orion. Then he bought another party store in Oxford. So it was my dad and his best friend. They were partners and we owned two party stores. That's the only time I haven't lived in Royal Oak. We moved out of Royal Oak to go to Oxford, Michigan. So I lived in Oxford for a little while, where I finished 6th grade. And my dad's partner got involved in a pyramid scheme. And the distributors, so my dad was running the store in Oxford and his partner was running the store in Lake Orion. And of course, they used the same distributors for beer and pop and cigarettes and stuff like that. So the distributors came in, started showing up at my dad's party store in Oxford. And they were like, the Lake Orion store, hasn't paid any of their distributors for 6 months now. They literally, the other store owes us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And my dad confronted his partner, and his partner was like, no, I'm going to get it back. I belong to this company. It was all a pyramid scam. And they had to sell both party stores. My dad and my family went totally bankrupt. We moved back to Royal Oak. We bought this little house in Royal Oak that we could afford with some of the money. And my dad became a janitor at my junior high.
Dang.
pyramid scam.
Yeah, that's why those things are supposed to be illegal, but people still do them and start new ones. And
Yeah.
I like feel like from that doc too, it's gonna become like trendy for like hipsters to have those all of a sudden, and people are just gonna start buying them off eBay and like doing that shit. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, this is terrible. I feel like it's gonna start some weird hipster like, oh, this is funny. This is,
Yeah.
I see that happening. They're all over fucking eBay because those people still have their stock. They couldn't get their money back.
That stuff, why was that stuff popular? Was it because it looked so crazy?
I feel like it was almost like it probably like, well, what web crawlers were saying too is it was like a mommy thing, like a stay-at-home moms, like, oh, and also their thing was like that they were like one size fits all, so you would just like buy them and everything would fit and it would be cozy and blah blah. And then also I feel like with the patterns and stuff, like it was almost like like when you have like a collection of something, like when people get carried away with something and they're like, oh, I need that one, so they would like collect the prints almost. Even though
I still feel like after watching it and knowing about some pyramid schemes, because they get a little wrapped up in like weird conspiracy issues that I've run into over the years. Like I still feel like after watching that doc, they probably could have done a whole episode. I think that most pyramid schemes are incidentally or like maybe even like covertly about religion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like how they start, and then those people get other people. I don't know. That was weird. And then it was so weird too, where they were like, they would turn people into retailers, and then the retailers like couldn't pick their stock; they would just get whatever.
Yeah,
that was weird. But I mean, it kind of seems like if you did it right and just like didn't spend like a psycho. I mean, they were still sitting in nice ass houses. Like you didn't fuck up that bad. Some of them.
No, that company, that's what I'm saying. The company is still around. They still made billions of dollars. Nobody's gone to jail.
Yeah, I think they're going to probably.
But that's the other thing too. Like if you make a scripted series, they're going to have to buy the rights from them to do a scripted series. So they're going to make money. They probably made money off the doc. They'll probably make money off the scripted series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was super confused as to why those people would agree to that. Like, let's say they were on screen for like 10 minutes of an episode and the rest was people talking shit about them. Like, did you think the rest of the people talking were going to say anything good?
But I mean, we've talked about this a lot. Like, that's when you're filming reality TV and docs. Like, they can edit you any way they want. They could have gone in and told them, we're making a very nice doc about your very profitable company.
Mm-hmm. True. That was weird. It was good, though. You got to watch that brand new cherry flavor show, dude. It was so good.
I'm going to watch it this week.
You're going to love it. Whoever hasn't watched brand new cherry flavor, watch it. It's insane. It's on Netflix. It's got zombies. It's got witches. It's got gore. It's got weirdness. It's got everything. It's one of the weirdest things I've watched in a really long time, but in like the most addicting way. I don't know. It was so good.
I'll watch it.
I want to watch it again. I hope they're making another season too. I don't know if it was like a standalone. It could be standalone. So I don't really know what the plan is. But if it's done, I'm fine. But if there's more, I'll be stoked. It was just so weird. It was like one of those things where like they keep doing more and more weird things. And you're like, when is this gonna, what is their level of done being weird? It like kept fucking escalating to the point where you're almost like scared of what the fuck weird thing they're gonna do next. It was awesome. It was. You'll see. There's a really fucked up part. I told people to watch it in my Instagram story, and then one of my friends DM me, and she's like, I was screaming this one part. She's like, I was watching with my boyfriend, and I can't say it right now. Y'all all know the part that I'm talking about. It gets like, I can't. Oh, you'll see. Just everybody let me know when you watch it, and then I'll talk about it. I don't want to spoil it at this point. It was fucking weird. It's like Cronenberg. I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's like fast paced. Have you ever seen Drive? The movie Drive?
No.
I don't know why it reminded me of Drive. It's just crazy. We signed up for Netflix because I had to finish brand new cherry flavor, so now we have Netflix. I'm excited to see they posted about today some new horror. I think it's a movie. I don't think it's a show. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's the guy who made Creep.
One of the brothers?
No, the other guy, Patrick Bryce.
Okay.
He has like a new horror thing dropping on Netflix soon. I think it's called There's Someone in the House, or yeah, There's Someone in the House, something like that. I don't know. I'm going to watch it.
You're not going to get scared that there's someone in your house?
I'm always scared of that. Every day. What's the difference?
I think it's funny that as a 50-year-old man who lives alone with my doors mostly locked all the time that I will occasionally get up and go to the bathroom and have to like very cautiously look behind the shower curtain to make sure no one's standing in there.
Dude, I always have my shower curtain open. I could never have my shower curtain shut. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Just the idea, like, come downstairs to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. It's like, oh, just look behind the shower curtain because maybe someone's been standing in there for 4 hours waiting for me to come to the bathroom.
Oh, no. I have the craziest idea that I've been saving. I don't know what the fuck I think I'm doing, like directing or whatever, but I have the craziest idea for a horror movie that kind of centers around that, like a someone in the house type situation. But it's like, I've never seen it done before, and it's so fucking creepy to think about, but I'm not going to talk about it because maybe I will make a movie.
Okay, well, maybe you will.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you will. Maybe you should just make a short film. Maybe you should write it down. Make a short story first.
I will. I'll talk to Josh about it.
Why don't you? I think he's got a new episode of Creep Show coming up.
I know. He wants to hang out again soon, too.
I know.
I'll have to get weird.
Got a lot going on. Got a lot coming up.
Oh, I know. I'm tired already, and it hasn't even happened yet. We were both saying how we've both been, like, in a blah. Like, we're sleeping a lot. We're having weird dreams. I think we're both depressed right now.
I'm not in a blah. I'm in a massive depression. I can tell.
I know. I'm trying not to be. But I know I am when I'm sleeping that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that I am because the reality of my back hurting is probably because I'm laying down so much.
Yeah, or like when you're, I don't know, that I feel like depression goes along with anxiety, and then you just like crunch up your shoulders and your back, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
How we started the episode, like,
walking around the house with your shoulders on the bottom of your chin.
Mm-hmm. I know going to the Cairo tomorrow is going to be so good. And then there's a thrift store right in the same parking lot. So we'll go to the thrift store. What else do I have to do tomorrow? I feel like
that sketchy-ass chiropractor is in a thrift store parking lot.
Oh, he's not sketchy. He's my friend. That didn't make it better.
No, it doesn't make it better. It makes it worse.
It's a really nice place. There's like an indoor fountain and fucking plants and shit. It's very pretty. Anyway. But that'll be good. I have to get ready. There's lots of things I have to do before I go on a trip. I have to go tanning. I have to get my nails done. I have a lot to do. I got my hair cut today, so that's done. Do you know what I did last night? Well, I couldn't. That's what the fuck I was doing till 6 a.m. Now I remember. I was looking up the laws in Michigan about owning a skunk in your house. And it's legal here. It's only legal in 17 states. It's legal here. You get a permit that's only $100, and then they come do a home check. What? And you have to have like a crate, which like obviously I wouldn't use. And then I guess they're really easy to litter train, and they act like fucking cat dogs. They're like crazy. I was looking up videos on YouTube.
But you gotta get them de-skunked though.
No, they come like that.
Oh, that's sad though.
No, but not when they're little house babies.
Yeah, but they're skunk. They're supposed to have a stink sack.
No, they don't have to.
That's just how the universe made them.
Okay, but stay with me here. But anyway, so there's like different videos on YouTube, and then there's a couple different Instagram accounts I found where they're just like you raise them from a little baby, and they eat what me and you eat. They eat like vegetables and fucking, they're obsessed with, I already know what they eat from feeding them outside every day, and then like you can take them for walks, and they like play with toys, and they hop, and they sleep in bed with you. They're like a cat. They're so fucking cute. I think I'm gonna get a skunk. I'm not even joking. I really do feel, and this is fucked up too, because I was talking to somebody the other day who's like kind of tuned in and like sees spirits sometimes and blah blah blah, and we were talking. She knows that I'm gonna get Bean 2.0, but like obviously there's gonna be an interim, and I'm not ready, and me and you have to travel and blah blah blah. But she was like, I know this is weird, but she's like, I see like a cat in the middle or something. She's like, there's something in the middle. And I'm like, you know what's weird is I feel like that too. And then I'm like, am I getting a skunk? I feel like I'm getting a skunk. But they're so cute. I swear to you, if you saw them playing on these videos, they're like, and you like hold them like a baby.
You think I'm not watching videos of animals like skunks playing?
I know, but they like do these little hops, and they like roll on their back, and they're like so chill. They're like cats, but better. No
Can you
offense.
look up and see if Michigan allows me to have a wombat for a pet?
I doubt it.
I know, I doubt it too, but that's what I want.
I want a wombat too, and a capybara.
I want a wombat more than anything. I want those little square poops all over my house.
But we gotta move then. We got a wombat. Maybe they're available in Europe, like you were saying. Probably not, but
I still think that importing it, like if you got a big farm in Europe, it would be really funny to have the first wombat to go to Europe, the first capybara to go to Europe, and then you could take picture of them like with a British flag or wearing a beret in Paris or like having eating at a Italian restaurant in the mountains of Italy or drinking a beer stein in Germany.
I know that's what I was thinking with the skunk. I'm like, what I would do is like when we travel, like go to pet friendly hotels and then I would just get like a cat carrier and I'd be like, oh, we're here to check in, just got my cat in here, and then they wouldn't know that there was a skunk in there.
I would love to see you walking around with a skunk on a leash.
Oh, I'm going to. I watch so many videos. They have a little teeny harness and they walk and they're so nice and they like lay out in the sun. There's one person had like a dog and a cat and a skunk and they were just hanging out.
But if you get a skunk in your house, you're probably going to have to pay attention to the skunks outside because they'll want to come in and play with yours.
Yeah, for sure. Like that would be the end of honestly feeding the outside ones because I couldn't have them like around. But yeah, I kind of think I want one. I'm like feeling like I want one. And like who, like if I had to have somebody watch it, if I had to go out of town, like who wouldn't want to watch my skunk? That's like fucking incredible, right?
Get a goat.
I can't get a goat here. That's too much. They're no, you can't. Well, oh, eventually when we get a farm, I'll get a goat, but not. Skunks are like, it would be like a little cat baby. But no, I was looking up today because okay, I know somebody on Twitter who has ferrets, and our next door neighbor when I was little had a ferret, and I was like, wait. And then I was realizing they kind of have the same face, they just have a different outfit. I'm like, oh, how related are skunks and ferrets? And they're like the same. They're in the same.
They're probably rodents.
Yeah, they're in it's called a name. It's like something. It was like something with an M, but they're the same thing pretty much. So I'm like, people don't think it's weird when people have ferrets. It's not that weird that I don't have a skunk.
Well, guinea pigs are just little baby capybaras.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They come from the same place. Capybaras are just big guinea pigs.
Are they in the same family?
I think they are.
Are you in the same family?
I think I am.
Thank you for going along with that.
My friend Corey, I don't know if I told the story, Corey, who passed away last year, when he was a kid, he had a guinea pig in his house and it got loose. And they searched for the guinea pig for like 3 weeks and they never found the guinea pig. And they were like, it probably crawled up into the floor and like starved to death at some point. And like 2 months later, he was getting ready to go to school. This is when he was in elementary school. He was getting ready to go to elementary school and he heard this noise. He was sitting at the table eating breakfast and he heard this noise and he looked over and there was his guinea pig and it was pushing an old potato across the floor with its head.
He was on a potato journey.
And Corey's mom went and grabbed him and put him back in the cage. And Corey was like, where's that motherfucker been living for 2 months? And where did he find an old potato?
Dude, next time we're on a road trip and you like get lost or I haven't seen you in a little bit, I'm gonna be like, what were you doing? Fucking pushing a potato around? Oh my god. I swear to you while you were telling that story, I'm like, if this story doesn't have a happy ending, I'm gonna snap this fucking I'm done. I'm off this conversation. If he tells me they found a balled up dead guinea pig, nope.
Nope. It was a guinea potato pig.
Oh my god. I love guinea pigs. I'm like violently allergic to guinea pigs, and like when I was younger, one of my friends had a guinea pig and I would still they had it in like one room of their house and I would go in there and pet it and just come out all fucked up because I didn't care. I'm like, I have to pet it. I
never had a guinea pig.
They're so cute. They're like little potatoes.
Cats and fish. That's all I've really ever had.
We had a snake. We had toads. We had lizards. We had mice. We had a cat. We had dogs. We had.
It's amazing when I think back of like how long what most people would consider like nonsensical trauma can last. But like I have so this memory is from when I lived at my original house in Royal Oak before we moved to Oxford. So it happened before I was the age 11 because that's when we moved. But I remember like I caught a baby mouse in our garage and I wanted to keep him as a pet and I put him in a little box. And then at the end of the day, I went and checked on him because I'd given him some food and the little baby mouse was dead in the box. And like, I remember it as vividly as if it was yesterday. Like, it's crazy how, and I still have always felt like responsible. Like, oh, I shouldn't have caught that mouse and put it in a box. It was probably having its own, as a rational adult, I'm like, it was probably sick, which is why it was out in a place where I could catch it. But still, like, it's amazing that trauma that most people would be like, big fucking deal. There's a baby mouse, whatever. Like, here I am 40 years later and I'm like still remembering it.
That's like what happened to me when I went vegetarian because I tried to save that pigeon and it died literally right in front of me. Like, it died in front of my eyeballs. And I'm like, that was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. It shouldn't have, I don't know. And it was already on its way to death. It's not like I did anything. But it was just like so touching. I'm like, this fucking sucks. I'm never eating another animal ever again. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're babies. They're babies.
They're babies.
They're babies. So I'm going to get a skunk. Probably. Why not?
Nothing. When you say that they're babies, I always think like, I have this, I don't know if I've ever said this out loud, but there's this, I get, some of my ideas are just images in my head. And I don't think I ever say them out loud. They're just ideas that I have that I don't think I've ever said. So they're not real words. So I'll try and do that. But I have this image in my head that like the world, the earth is a lifeboat, right? And so like I'm in it and you're in it and all my friends, everybody in the world is in it and all the animals are in there with us. And this is what I think, see, it's hard to talk about because it's just an image in my head. So like all of the humans are drilling tiny holes. We each are drilling a tiny hole in the boat, right? And so the water is starting to get in and the boat is starting to sink. And the animals can't do anything to stop us from drilling the holes. They're like little baby animals, right? And every human could stop drilling their hole at any time they wanted to. And so like I stop and you stop and all of our friends stop. But then there's still a bunch of people in the back of the boat drilling holes. And they're like, well, I can have a bigger hole now because John stopped drilling his hole. And they're going to sink us all.
I know.
And the animals don't have any choice in it.
I know.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the picture I get in my head when I think about the earth.
That sounds real to me.
So stop drilling holes.
I know.
Start drilling each other.
Ew, stop. Now we just have this like nice respect the earth and planet and animals moment, and then you gotta make it weird.
That's my job.
I know. I went to our P.O. box. We got like 2 things, but one's addressed to you and then the other one's addressed to you / the podcast. So I don't know if I was supposed to open it, so I didn't open either of them. So I'll bring them on Friday.
I'm not going to shave for a month.
Okay. I like your beard.
I'm at 6 days.
Nice job.
So I'll see what it's like.
I have to shave things, so.
See, we were having a nice conversation, and now you got to make it all dirty.
I'm going on a trip.
Shave your toes.
Ew.
Don't forget to shave your toes.
You shave your toes.
My toes are surprisingly hairless.
Yeah, you have nice feet. We've talked about this before. You really take any opportunity to talk about how nice your fucking feet are, so go off.
No, I was just saying my toes are mostly hairless. That's all. I have that weird thing from wearing socks for so long where I don't have any hair on my legs or feet because of white tube socks.
Lots of guys have that. What else? Let's not talk about socks.
Talk about socks?
Yes, we're better than that. We're better than this. Are we, though?
No, not really.
Oh, I know. Like our thing Friday, we both have to talk, and then the thing in Wisconsin, we both have to talk. And people keep DMing me and be like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, there's no plan. We have no plan. There's no plan.
I know that I can talk, and I know that I will talk, and I have no idea what you think you're gonna do.
I have no idea. I don't.
You're on your own.
Well, I'm not doing it alone.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're both up there together.
No, I go up there first, then you go up. And you do like a half hour by yourself. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Well, I'll just sit there and you can talk.
There's no reason for you to sit there if you're not going to talk.
Oh, God, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, okay?
You're going to just do a solid 30 by yourself. You can do it.
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
I believe in you.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to see it.
No, this isn't fair.
Life's not fair.
Ugh. Whatever, I'll figure it out. I'll do fucking Q&A. Whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll figure it out.
Do a Q&A.
The place on Saturday has a bar in it. I'm just gonna drink.
You gotta be professional. You can't drink.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
You gotta be professional.
I'm gonna be.
Professional drunk.
Ooh, I don't have to get drunk. I can have like a drink. We're gonna be there for 12 hours. You think I'm not gonna have a drink? And also, every time we go into this and we go to an event and blah blah, you're like, we can't drink, blah 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 blah. Oh, who? You always start. I don't start. I feel like you start.
Start what?
You're always one that orders the drink first.
That's not true.
Listen, when we went to Paracon this last time, you said there was one night we're like, we're not going to start drinking until like 9. And then like at 7, somebody walks up to you like, oh, what do you want to drink? And then you just started.
Well, that's different.
It's not different.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I don't care if we figure out nothing. I don't care. Whatever. We'll wing it. I just assume we're just going to whatever. It'll be fine.
I know that I sometimes make it look easy, but it's not so easy.
I know. Don't make me nervous.
So just think about what you're going to talk about alone on a stage in front of people for 30 minutes.
Whatever. I talk to people every day. I'm a tattooer. I talk for hours.
Yep. You'll have no problem standing by yourself on a stage in front of all those people.
Dude. This is not how it's supposed to go. Together. We're supposed to do it together.
We're going there together and then doing our things.
No, when you do your thing with Andrea, you both do it and there's no plan and you just do whatever. That's like how it was going to be. It's the same thing.
Not really.
You're just trying to fuck with me right now. Stupid. I can't. Well, that'll be fun. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. Then we'll know what a mess Wisconsin is going to be. It's going to be. Oh, we're doing 2 in Wisconsin, actually. We're doing a thing.
It'll be fine. Do you think I'm going to let you sink me?
Do you think I'm going to let you sink me?
Whatever.
There's something for everybody. If it's terrible, it'll be funnier. Whatever. I don't care. Sometimes
that works like that.
I think it'll be fine.
Sometimes it's just terrible.
Should I bring like a bag of props, like
Carrot Top?
I just pull out like a fucking ghost, like a fake prop ghost and a fucking Magic 8 ball and it's just the worst thing ever. What I could do at the Milwaukee one, I'll just steal something from Zach Bagans Museum and I'll bring it. There we go.
You're going to go to jail now.
No, come find me, bitch. You'll never notice.
Whatever. You got to sign up online in advance and then they check all your profiles and stuff.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I know people who are like tried to buy tickets and they get their tickets canceled because they find out who they are.
No, what if I get denied?
I know you might.
I might, because he don't like you, does he?
No.
I still don't get that. Whatever, if I can't go, because that's fucked up.
I trust me, I don't understand it either.
I don't even know what you did.
So I did something. I made a coloring book page with him, and he's a centaur.
That's it?
Yeah.
What was his name?
No, it was just a picture of him as a centaur.
But did it have words by it?
No.
As a... Oh.
No. I tweeted some other things too. We went into a back and forth when Ghost Stalkers came out because he was mad at Nick, and so he started attacking Nick and me, and I started responding back, and then the network told me to don't do that, don't engage with him. But you know me, like...
Well, whatever. I'll use a fake name.
Yeah. And it was a long time ago. That's, again, like the holding grudges. I don't know where that comes from.
Did you see, speaking of Nick, did you see Nick got engaged?
I didn't.
He posted it today. There's a cute little video.
Oh, I'll have to watch and congratulate him.
I know. Surprisingly, I tweeted that thing the other day about people getting engaged and married since the last time you saw them. Like, we didn't even see him that long ago, and he already got engaged. That's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
But But they're super cute. They look like.
Sometimes when you see someone, it's like lightning striking.
That's what it looks like. They look really cute. They like I don't know. Just they look very cute together. I don't know her, but.
Sometimes you see someone, it's like lightning striking, and sometimes you see someone, and it's like a low thunder rumble that just eventually dissipates and disappears, and you go back to sleep.
Sometimes you are married and you have kids, and then sometimes you have a guinea pig rolling a potato.
That's right.
That's me. That's my life.
Sometimes you got to shave up your body and you got to get into shape to go see the UFC. And sometimes you're walking a skunk around on a leash.
You know what? I have many different facets to my life. I don't need to explain that to anybody. I know I have to work out right after this. I'm down to a week. I do feel skinnier. My neck and my face looks better. I just got to work a little bit more on my midsection off and do some squats. I'm pretty happy though. It's coming together.
Good. It's coming together.
Oh, are we done?
I think I'm done.
Okay, good talk.
Good talk.
Go suck a ring pop.
Bye. What happens if I don't hang up ever?
Ah!
What happens if I don't hang up ever?
I'll just keep making weird noises.